Breaking news, the National Guard is called into New Orleans. No, not because of Katrina, not because of national disaster, because of the crime rate.
One day after the feds announced a stepped-up initiative against violent crime in this city, Mayor Nagin and Chief Riley have given an update of their own. We'll go live to City Hall for that noon announcement.
The band knows firsthand how people here are feeling.
We are no different from them. I mean, we lost everything too, so, but we have something that everybody don't have, and this is our music, and we're using the music to the best of our ability to show our appreciation and show that New Orleans don't die.
All the band members, homes, belongings, and some of the most precious things in their lives.
New Orleans, 2006. City looking like a bad memory from Katrina. Houses gutted, streets half lit, and crime popping off like he got a second wind.
Early Saturday, 5 teens were murdered in a storm of automatic weapons fire on a city street just blocks from the central business district. Among the dead, Mona Lisa Hunter's 2 sons.
I don't care what they say, drugs, retaliation. They didn't deserve this.
Right. We've had enough.
So today, an angry mayor of New Orleans asked for and got several hundred National Guard soldiers and additional state police officers to try and stem the rising tide of violence.
This is our line in the sand. Right. We are saying we're not going any further.
In a city still pleading for residents to come home, the sell gets tougher when crime seems to be returning faster than people.
Everybody moving funny. Either they trying to survive or trying to slide back into their old life. Ain't no real normal left. Just what you can piece together between FEMA checks and funeral programs.
A new report released today shows the greater New Orleans area has made some major progress since Hurricane Katrina, but there are some disturbing trends. WDSU reporter Tiffany Bradley is on your side live at City Hall this afternoon and tell us more about this. Tiffany?
Scott, dozens of local experts researched and gathered data, and they have analyzed everything from the local economy, job growth, health care, and education since Hurricane Katrina. Overall, they say the people in the city are resilient because a lot of progress has been made since Katrina. They say there's a record number of people now involved in their community. There has been an increase in wages, and there's been a growth in entrepreneurship. But there are some disturbing facts as well. The research shows minorities make less than whites, and there's still an education gap among minorities and whites as well. Also, the report reveals that crime is still a problem in the city, and the report says that crime rates doubled that of the national average. Scott, he said he plans to develop a clear strategy in the next couple of days, and hopefully he'll have more meetings to discuss the problems in the city and will hopefully soon address these problems.
December 28th, the middle of the holiday week, most folks chilling or drinking, but in the 6th ward is a different type of quiet. Dinerral Shavers behind the wheel of his whip, family riding with him, not just some dude out the neighborhood. He the snare man for the Hot 8 brass band, well known on the second line scene, loved and respected by the community.
Whole history just somewhere under a pile of rubble. It's really nothing. It's like you got things on your mind to remember where it was at, but when you come down, there's no landmarks and nothing to make you remember even where you're at. You might go up a street that you've been going up all your life and get lost because you don't know, where you're at. You don't know nothing. A lot of the old men used to always hang out right here on the corner drinking their beer. I mean, this is a good neighborhood it's gone, man. Gone.
Dinerral wasn't just some drummer boy. He was teaching kids at Rob Wayne how to put beats to purpose.
My name is Kevin George. I'm principal here at L.E. Rodwin High School. Dinerral Shavers was my band director and my friend.
So on that day, to the grimy streets of New Orleans, none of that mattered. He driving down through Main Street when shots crack out. One single round hit him straight in the head. The car keeps rolling, crashes into a parked car. Stepson in the back seat, the one who the street said the bullet was meant for. 12 shows up, crowd already thick. Word spreads faster than sirens. Investigation starts right there, but answers don't. 12 figure out quick that Dinerral wasn't the target. The stepson allegedly had beef and street beef don't come with warning labels. Mess with the wrong clique, your people might just get caught in the fallout. That's what this was, a misfire with deadly consequences. Dinerral just happened to be behind the wheel when it all went down. 5 days later, January 3rd, 2007, the city ain't done putting up their rest in peace Dinerral shirts, and another one drops. And Helen Hill, 36-year-old, got roots in South Carolina, but had been living in New Orleans with her husband and baby. He was into independent filmmaking, real artsy stuff. They stayed in the Marinade, a block off of Rampart. Early morning hours, somebody kicks in the door. Shots fired inside the house. Helen takes a bullet and dies. Her husband, Paul, gets hit too, but survives. Their Tyler is found in the house, not even harmed. Scene looked like a home invasion, but nothing was taken. Ain't no robbery, ain't no motive, ain't no suspect.
Well, it was a murder that struck a chord with people across New Orleans. Filmmaker Helen Hill gunned down in her North Rampart home by an intruder. Her husband, also shot, left New Orleans days after the incident. WDSU anchor Randy Russo tells us why and how he hopes to strike a chord again with anyone who may know where to find her killer.
It was the city that fed her imagination. Helen loved New Orleans.
And for the first time since filmmaker Helen Hill was murdered, her husband, Paul Gaylunas, honor his wife's memory.
It feels kind of surreal, and I was very anxious.
Hill was shot and killed by a home intruder January 4th, 2007, sending shockwaves throughout the community and setting off a call to action to stop violent crime. It's still a memory that haunts Gaylunas.
City going off. 2 murders 5 days apart. People known in their circles. Dinerral got the city in mourning. Helen got the artist crowd shook.
And a man struggling at the front door. She yelled, "Call 911," and so I turned around and grabbed my son.
Gaylunas hid with the couple's 2-year-old son Francis in the corner of the bathroom and heard several gunshots. Moments later, the man went to the bathroom, shooting Gaylunas before finally fleeing the home.
It was surprising. Within a minute or two, there was a loud knock on the door, and the police were saying, "Let us in."
That's because police were already responding to another home invasion several doors down.
There was an attempted invasion of an apartment and a bed and breakfast near the location.
Detective Winston Harbin says the victims described the suspect as a thin African-American man about 5'7", a similar description that Gaylunas remembers. Hill's brother Jake says they never thought a tragedy like this would hit so close to home.
There are people in New Orleans that know who killed my sister. And if they don't want to come forward to do the right thing, there's $15,000 that they could collect for that information.
Before her death, Hill was working on an animated film about New Orleans and a local dressmaker. Since she couldn't finish it, Gaylunas did.
I tried to keep close to her vision for it, and I think that she liked having her film shown and really got a kick out of that, and so I think that she would probably be happy.
Gaylunas introduced the Florentine collection as part of the New Orleans Film Festival, and since a piece of Helen has been brought back to life, her family is hoping it will also shed new light on her senseless murder and the attempts to find the man who killed her. On your side, I'm Randy Russo, WDSU News.
It don't matter if you play brass or shoot film, nobody feeling safe. That same day Helen was killed, folks flooded City Hall, mad and loud, hundreds deeps, mamas with baby strollers, second line bands, white folks from Bywater all in one place, shouting out about crime, about police doing nothing, about a mayor who only shows up when it's time to cut a ribbon. The protest turned into the kind of scene that usually don't happen in the NO. Everybody on the same page, and the message was clear: do your damn job. After that protest outside City Hall, NOPD got put on blast. Pressure was coming from all corners. The music scene was grieving. School halls was empty where Dinerral used to teach, and the city was tired of turning murder into background noise. Dinerral's case, detectives zeroed in on David Bonds, a teenager from the neighborhood. Word was the bullet wasn't meant for Dinerral. It was aimed at his stepson, who had been in some street-level beef. Bonds got charged charged with second-degree murder, accused of firing that fatal shot on Dumaine Street. The case moved slow, but the city watched every step. Dinerral had pulled. His name carried weight in the second-line world and in classrooms. The courtroom was packed once trial came around in 2008. Prosecutors leaned on a 14-year-old witness, saying she saw Bonds fire the shot that killed Dinerral. She had given a statement earlier, but once she got on the stand, she flipped. Recanted everything. She said she ain't see what they said she saw. That blew a hole straight through the middle of the case. The jury ain't buying nothing after that. David Bonds was found not guilty, walked out free. At the same time, Helen Hill's murder, still cold. No suspect, no progress, not even a whisper from the system. Her case stayed stuck while the city moved on. After David Bonds beat the murder rap in 2008, he ain't stayed quiet for long. Even 5 months passed before his name hit the streets again, this time tied to another shooting. May 4th, 2008, around 5 in the morning, outside the French Quarter. Sun wasn't even up yet, but the argument was already heated. Bonds gets into it with a dude named Marcus White, 25 years old. Cops said the back and forth turned violent, and Bonds pulled out and let off. Multiple shots hit White in the chest. That wasn't no warning. Dude tried to end it right there on the sidewalk. Bonds got picked up again, this time on attempted murder charges. The city was already side-eyeing him after Dinerral's case, so now folks was watching close, but this wasn't the end. Later that year, another case dropped. This time, it wasn't about talk, it was about conviction. Bonds ended up convicted of attempted second-degree murder in a separate incident on Canal Street. That charge stuck. No witness recanting, no courtroom flip, just straight guilty. Now the tables turned. After beating a murder case that had the whole city watching, Bonds was facing 10 to 50 years on the attempted second-degree murder conviction. That sentence range meant he was going nowhere for a long time. No more not guilties, no more courtroom exits. The door closed and the system finally caught up. Dinerral Shavers still gone. Helen Hill's killer still unknown. In the city, still trying to patch bullet holes with parades and politics. But the name David Bonds, whatever on the street, in the court, or locked behind them gates, was never far from the center of the story.
On the Wheel of Justice, tomorrow will mark 17 years since a murder that pushed protesters into the streets of the city. It was one of 6 murders in New Orleans within 24 hours. People were fed up with and stunned by the violent start of the new year. All these years later, there's no justice for one of the victims.